Shelley Winter show, live, local, and relevant. And so I wanted to, Donald Trump today, President Trump dropped a portrayal of himself, and he titled it, "The Radical Left Lunatics Might Not Like This, but I Think It's Quite Nice." And it's a caption of Jesus Christ embracing Trump against the backdrop of an American flag. Now, I'm not outraged by it. I don't think it's sacrilegious at all. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me is something much bigger, much bigger. The original caption said, I was never a very religious man, but doesn't it seem with all these satanic, demonic, child sacrificing monsters being exposed, that God might be playing his trump card? And it's a image of Jesus with his hand on Donald Trump's shoulder. It doesn't offend me. Let me be clear. It's not offensive to me at all. Right? Because we say God bless America all the time, right? So it's not offensive to me. But here's the problem that I'm seeing. And I saw this same problem when Obama was president. I wasn't outraged. I didn't think it was sacrilegious, but all these images that people were spreading out of Obama bothered me the same way this is starting to bother me. It bothered me in that when a leader, going back to James I of England and the Louis XIV, Charles I of England, when a leader, right, whether it's a king, it doesn't matter the title, doesn't matter how they got there. When a leader professes himself to be anointed by God to be the leader, it causes all kinds of problems. One of the big problems is that people are told in no uncertain terms that they can't challenge God. Because if the leader is anointed and appointed by God, then your challenge of that leader becomes challenging God. So if God saw fit to say, hey, Donald Trump's the leader of America, I put him here to wipe out the demonic child sacrificing monsters out of the way, then you wouldn't say, hey, I don't like the big, beautiful bill, because then I'd actually be challenging God. And that becomes the danger. And now if you carry that out, if you carry that forward, let's say someone says, hey, you know what? That whole 2 terms thing, God appointed you. You could stay as long as you want until the problems are fixed because God appointed you. And people will say, yes, you're right. I'm not going to challenge God. And as crazy as that seems to you right now, imagine how crazy it must seem to many people when they think that God has appointed a leader of a country. I don't think he works that way. I really don't. And so the danger with what I'm seeing, and I saw it during the Obama administration, I said the same thing then. Wait a minute. You're selling prayer candles with Obama's image on it? That's kind of spooky. That's kind of creepy. I'm saying the same thing now. When you see some elected official, a politician elected by the people, and you see that person in his victory and him being elected as anointed by Jesus or God, then you can't challenge them. You shouldn't challenge them if you're a believer, because you'd be challenging God. And that's the danger in what we're doing right now. It was the danger of what the Democrats did with Obama. It's the danger of what we're doing now. And please, ladies and gentlemen, stop posting. They didn't say anything when pictures of Obama look like this. Well, you did. That's the important thing. They may not have, but you did. So you should be consistent. But I digress. You've heard me say that before. The point I'm trying to make is I'm concerned because you get closer to a monarchical absolutism or a divine authority. You get closer to Egyptian pharaohs who said, Horus or Ra put me here, so bow down to me. Because you're in fact bowing down to the wishes of Ra, God, Allah, whatever, whomever it is. And more importantly than that, you cease becoming a republic and you become a theocracy. And that's where we're headed. And it's scary to me. The number of people who truly believe that the God of the universe, the vastness of the universe, the God who put the planets in motion, the God that put trees and fish in the ocean and animals all over this planet, that God really would say, oh, you know what, that country, that's the one I'm going to protect. Seems a bit egotistical. Dare I say, a bit of narcissism is involved. It's dangerous, my friends. It's extremely dangerous. And we're headed towards a theocracy. Forget fascism. Forget Marxism. Forget all of those isms. I don't want a theocracy. I don't. I want what we have to run correctly. I want people in charge of what we have to run it correctly in our name. We shouldn't be challenging the Pope. The Pope was selected amongst his peers to be the head of the faith. He speaks for the faith out of the Bible. He's not a politician, nor should he ever be. Now, he may be a politician within the confines of the Catholic Church, and he might have needed to play politics to rise up. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his job. We should not be challenging him. J.D. Vance said down at the event, he basically said that Trump should stay out of politics. Well, if the Pope should stay out of politics, then maybe politicians should stay out of religion. Ooh, Shelley, no. We'll be right back. 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB-TALK.